Hi there, welcome to Elm Colors. I'm Erica. On today's video, I am going to be playing with a couple of books, a new supply that I've never used before, and kind of sharing with you what I have been up to this week. I've had a fun coloring week. It's been good. I finished a couple of really fun pages, and yeah, I'm going to share those with you now. So I'm going to take a sip of my lovely warm tea, which I'm just hugging to me right now because it's chilly in my basement. And I'm going to take a sip of this and I will be right back with you guys. Okay, so we're going to start with this book. So this is Funky Florals, which hopefully I'll remember to get a flip through of this. I'm so sorry for the delay on that, but I am going to be doing something a little different in a lot of the pages in this book. I'm going to treat this like a mixed media book. And I went through Pinterest and found a bunch of really fun examples of different mixed media pages that I really liked and things that I would like to try on my pages. And I am super excited to play with this. I think the fact that it's single-sided is going to be super helpful. But like things like this, I'm just, very excited to play. I might be prepping the pages with some kind of medium, some like clear gesso or some kind of gel medium or something. I don't know exactly what I want to use yet, but something to help kind of let the water mediums move around a lot so that I can get these really cool, fun blended looks. But yeah, like just look at some of these. If you just search mixed media art or like art journals even on Pinterest, these images are so amazing. Anyway, but I just thought like a lot of these pages would be perfect for that kind of fun. Like this page here would be a great thing for something similar to that. Like it would just be really fun to do. So yeah, very excited to play in this. Like I said, I will do a flip through this one too. I will do a flip through of this hopefully sometime this week, but it's just a really cool book and I'm super excited to play. Now, like these wallpapery pages, I'm not sure exactly what I want to do with those, but maybe those would be fun where I just kind of go crazy with colors in the background, like do like things like this, I don't know, or like big different paint streaks throughout it. And then I can come in with different more like paint pens on top of that and play with things. I don't know. I'm like bursting with ideas for this now. So I'm super excited to play with it. I'm so glad I ended up taking a chance on these books. And yeah, I will be sharing some of that process with you. I'll do a flip through and then I'll try to record a video where I'm playing in this book too. And hopefully you guys will like that. So yeah, so that is what I mean, I spent a little bit of time finding those inspiration images, but yeah, that's just kind of, that's part of the whole creative process really, is the prepping stage even, where you're just getting all of these ideas and then the implementation is the next step, you know? So otherwise, so in these two books, which are also new, I was very inspired by my new books this week. In Modern Folk Art, I just wanted to test the paper in both of these books to see how they were. So this one is a Better Day Books, published by Better Day Books, and this one is published by Get Creative 6 Books, and the paper in both of them are really great. Now, I will preface this by saying I did do a bit of a mixed media thing, so I have a water-based supply, either watercolor pencil or water-based marker. And then I have layered that on top, or layered on top of that with some kind of other pencil, colored pencil. So, so this one is very cute. Again, this is another one that's been requested for a full flip through, so I'll do that and then kind of show you how I would color a page in this too. I'll just kind of do a whole review about this book because it's really cute. But I did this page, which was really fun. It took the water medium really well, which is what I did the whole thing with, except for the sparkly bits. But yeah, I really like that. I'm very interested to see how like a whole background would have gone. So that might be another, you know, thing that I could play with. But then I also got out some of my, now this one's not done, but I also got out some of my paint markers. So like the brush tip paint markers. And it's taken, I mean, it's gone down really well on that too. So yeah, I'm excited to play more in this. I think this is going to be fun. And this is the same publisher as the Funky Florals, so hopefully the paper will be the same as well. But yeah, I do like the effect that I was able to get, especially on like the tea part of it. I think that's pretty. So this paper is really thirsty. I did have to go over my, like the white lines that I made. I had to go over a couple of them twice, especially if I wanted to cover up the lines, because there were lines on these 4 flowers down at the bottom. And then I covered them up with the white. And so that one, it is a little thirsty. So it does kind of soak the paint in pretty quickly. But yeah, but I was still able to get a really cool effect on the liquid. So yeah, that's what I did in Modern Folk Art. Then in the Manga Mania coloring book, which, guys, this book it's adorable and I love it so much. And I just wanted to try something out to see, what the paper was like. Again, I used a base of not alcohol markers, because it's a double-sided pages, watercolor pencils. I believe they were the Albrecht Dürrs, and some water-based markers. And then I put some pencils on top. I shaded with the Albrecht Dürrs and some Prismacolors as well. I did post this on Instagram, so it's not too much of a sneak peek, but look how cute this turned out. Like, I love it so much. It took the water mediums wonderfully. There's a little bit of bleed through right here where I went over the marker a little bit when it was still wet. So you do have to be careful about going over top of things again, and before they dry. But yeah, like, look, it's so cute. I love it so much. The water mediums worked wonderfully. I mean, it's just a perfect base for the whole thing. Like, it's just, I love it. I had so much fun coloring this. The whole time I was coloring it yesterday, I just kept like getting so excited because it just kept doing exactly what it needed it to do. So yeah, I love it. So other pages that I'm excited to color in this book, I'm hoping to get this one done this summer, which is really cute. She's got a little ice cream and tropical flowers, a little sun hat. I think that's adorable for summer. I also really liked, so these other ones, this one is another one that was like a summer choice, but then I have a couple up front that were randomly picked because there are 120 images to color in this book. And so I did a random picker, and these ones were selected. So this one, which I think is really cool, took me a second to figure out what was in the background, but they're like plants. So I thought they were dragons at first, but they're plants because you can see the stem kind of coming through, and then there's like all of this greenery that, what is it? Briars. Yeah, so I think that one would be really fun to do. But looking at these, it's kind of hard when you have, like for this one, the reason I picked this one, because I was like, I need to find something that I can use to fill up big areas. So like her face is really big. The teddy bear was really big. I was like, I need to figure out if my water mediums will work, because I can't use alcohol markers on that. And I don't want to color it because it's just too big. But like for things like this, like I would use probably water mediums in the background, but like on the character, like that's small enough that I could absolutely color it with pencils. And the other one that got selected was this cute little happy birthday one, which I just thought that was adorable too. So I'm like, why not? I don't know if if or when I will get another one done in here, but I do like the combinations of like the close-ups and then the whole big scenes. I like that combination a lot. So yeah, every time I look at it, it just makes me smile. So yeah, there we go. That's what I did in Manga Mania. And then in Mythographic Earth, I have started the color on, which I will give you a sneak peek. Whoop. And then I've done a little bit of work on other pages. So I have this one that is a whip right now, but I've used paint markers except for on the lizard and like the greenery, but the water, the sky, the sand is all paint markers, which I'm not quite sure if I love it or not, but it's interesting and it was fun to play with. So yeah, I've got to come in and do some shading on the other bits and pieces of this, but I think I don't know if this was the right call for this page, but it was really kind of fun to do, just to kind of create the different layers. Now the clouds through here did have all of these little shapes kind of already drawn in it, which you might be able to see some of the lines through the paint markers. Yeah, it was fun. It was fun to do. And I was really inspired by this inspiration image here. Of course, this is the little lizard, but really inspired by this inspiration image here with all the painting, the painterly look. So I wanted to try something similar. But yeah, not sure how it went, but that's what I did so far. And then I was testing out, what else did I do back here? Oh, this is as far as I've gotten on my jellyfish page. So a chalk background, then I've done some water-based markers on like the coral and the fish. And then I've started to do a little bit of shading with the pencils because I really want to darken this up and then have like streaks of this greenish kind of turquoise color coming in and some of the blue coming up into the lighter color too. So that's my plan for the background, but that's as far as I've gotten on that one. This one was me trying to test out if Inktense work. Now I do not like the background on this, but the paper has flattened out very nicely. I do like the way the branch is coming out though. I think that looks nice. So if I can figure out a way to fix up the background a little bit more, I feel like that, because these are, was this the Inktense? Yeah, the Inktense did well. I would only have to do maybe a little bit more shading on there, but if you shade as you go with your Inktense, sometimes that's really fun. Like the background was just me throwing color on there and trying to play, and that's a couple layers actually too. So yeah, if I keep putting layers on it, it's just going to get brighter and brighter and brighter, and I don't want it super bright, but I don't know. I'm not sure how I feel about it. So I might come in with like pencils and try to augment it that way a little bit. But yeah, Inktense for actual parts of the page, maybe not the background, but the different parts of the page, I think is a good plan. I've also started the shading on the background for this. Now this is not been fun. I did do a little bit of shading ahead of time with, or I did a little bit of basing with some chalk pastel, but it's still it wasn't nearly as dark as I needed it to be. And trying to get it that dark is just not fun. And this is I've used a blender pen or blender pencil over top of it to try to blend things even more, but I'm going to have to come in, I think, with like a solvent, like a Gamsol or something like that, to really blend that in together. Because I want it to just be I want it to be similar to this, but I know this one has a little bit more bluish color because I did put some blue in there, but I don't know. I feel like that's going to be really cool. And then I'm still thinking about this one. Although I did get some good advice on how to color the little island, so I don't know, maybe I'll base that with, I think this one's going to be an alcohol marker page for sure. But yeah, it's been really fun to just play this week. That's just what I've been loving. So my idea is to play a little bit in one of these books. I'm not sure. I might hold off on doing anything in that book, but this book is an untouched book. And I do have one page picked out that I really do want to color, but I want to play with some new markers that I got, and I thought that this page maybe would be a fun page to try it on. I am going to put a little bit of a backer page in here. I know these are single-sided, but just in case. But I got the 60 set of the Staedtler Pigment Arts brush pens, so I wanted to try these out. I did watch a little bit of a YouTube video like about these, but I'm pretty excited about using these. So they come in like nice little trays. So you've got, I think, 4 sets here. Now these would probably end up going into a case of some sort, but today I'm just gonna leave them in their little cool box. But I'm gonna line them up up front here and see what I can do. I don't have anything swatched yet, which is probably not the best idea, but I want to play with them. So I thought that I would do that with you guys. All right, let me get these kind of on here. They're not really like in there because these are little cardboard trays too. So it's not like I have a ton of stability in those little trays. But yeah, so I thought I would play. So I know that these are pigment markers instead of like a water-based marker. So the ink, once it dries, will be permanent, which is cool because then you can get really cool effects. I watched a video by Sandy Allnock. So if you guys haven't seen her art channel, she does beautiful art and has just amazing tips and tricks and tutorials, and just she's so talented. And she did a video about these, and I really enjoyed watching it. And the fact that the different looks that she got from the pens was really kind of helped me see what I could do with these. So yeah, I kind of want to play and see how it goes. Now these do stay wet for just a second, as long as I'm not sure how they're going to do on this paper. That's why I'm just going to go ahead and color it in and see if they stay wet for very long at all. Now these don't have, oh, they do. They have names, but no numbers. But it looks like they might be sold individually. I'll have to double check on that. But they have barcodes on each of the little markers. I do know the tips are pretty delicate, so you don't want to push too hard with them. I like that. Okay. So far, just use it like a water-based marker. Let's see what happens if I try to blend. I don't know how blendy these guys are. I don't want to use this one. I do like this light green. I think I'm going to go with like a olivey color. See how that goes. So I'm going to start with the dark. Let's do it on this leaf here. Start with the dark. And then try to blend it out with the light. Oh, that looks nice. Okay, let's do that again. So I'm going to do the dark on this side. Yeah, in that video from Sandy, like I was able to just watch her do like a realistic painting basically with these markers, and I was just flabbergasted. Like I just sat there with my mouth hanging open almost the whole time. Like, how did she make it look like that? Yeah, it was pretty incredible what she was able to accomplish with them. Yeah, but these seem to do well. Let's see how about bleed through. There's a little bit, I can just barely make out where I've colored. So you probably want to check it on like different papers depending on, this is a Diane Dufour French book. So the paper in these ones is a little bit better than you might find in other books. So you might want to double check that just to see if it will bleed through on your page. But yeah, these are fun. So the thing I liked, I'm going to do like a multicolor leaf. That's the next thing I want to do. So let me finish these guys up and then we'll play with some different colors, because that was the really cool thing that I saw Sandy do, was she was able to do this cool impressionist kind of little painting, basically, using these markers, and she was able to layer, colors without them getting muddy. So, with water-based markers, your colors are going to pick back up. You can reactivate your colors depending on, well, you do reactivate your colors. But these ones, once they dry, they're permanent, like it's on there. So, okay, well, that turned out very well. I like that very much. let's see. All right, so let me grab a couple colors, things that would probably look crazy if I was just doing it. So let's grab, we're gonna grab this yellow. I need a swatch. Let me grab this just random paper here. Okay, so there's a yellow. That's good. Let's grab, what's this color look like? It's a good orange. And then we'll do like a nice red here. And then work in some of the green too. I really liked this green a lot. But let's try like a nice olivey. Get dark. That might be too dark. Let's go up a little bit. Yeah, and then we'll just maybe add this one in too. And then this one. I'm going to use this one too, just to blend. Yeah. So let me show you this here. So if I color where the orange and green overlap, because I let it dry a little bit, like they're not mixing. So I can just kind of, yeah, like the green and red would normally make a mess. So, all right, let's play. Let's play. Hi, everybody. I didn't even say hi today. I was just jumping right in. I hope you guys are doing well and having a great weekend. It is Friday early morning for me. Okay, I grabbed a few more colors too, just to make sure I have a nice blend. So, yeah, let me get these all in order. There we go. All right, I'm going to start with the yellows and just see how it goes. So I'm just gonna randomly grab some shapes here. Okay. Let's do this one here. What was I saying? It is Friday morning, early. I have to go over to my mom's for a little while today, but other than that, I don't have any big plans. This is going to be kind of a take it easy day, I think. Excuse me. I do have, let's see, where would I want green? I want the green in there. So let's try to get some of this green. And just kind of in the middle too. I'll blend that into the yellow a little bit. I don't know if that's quite the right color. I think that's the nice thing about having the bigger set though, is that you can kind of, oh, that wasn't the right one, was it? Yes? Yes, it was. This is maybe not the best idea for me to try to talk and do this at the same time. All right, so if I don't let it dry, it does start to go to peel up the paper. That's something that maybe you should be aware of. So don't make stupid mistakes like I did. I don't think I want the red. I lied. I don't want the red. I just want this darker orange. Anyway, what was I trying to talk about? I think maybe playing and trying to have a conversation is not the best call. Anyway, Friday morning. I don't have a lot planned this weekend. Very happy. Okay, yes, that's what I was saying. I did this week. I went, my daughter and I, and my oldest actually, went all out. We went for a walk. Nice long walk in the park, and then hung around and played and just had a nice time. And then the next day, all of us were like ridiculously sore and tired and didn't feel good. But day of, we felt fantastic, man. Like it's just the next day. I don't know what it was. I felt like it was almost like we were coming down from something, and I didn't. It's like, did we all get sick from something? That doesn't make any sense. But I don't think it was sick. I don't know exactly what it was, but all right, well, this is fun. So videos, let's see, what did I do? What did I do this week? I released something. I feel like I did. I think I released, I released the Johanna ranking video. That's what I did. And I feel like maybe there was another one. I know I recorded another ranking video that should be out next week. And then I started the color along, like I said. I think that's it. Oh, no, the other thing I did is I went through and just kind of went to town and went through and got all of my, I'm so sorry, you guys. I'm sorry. I'm trying to talk and do this at the same time. I just thought this would be a fun thing to play with today. Goodness gracious. So I went through some of my series of books. There we go. Finally got a sentence out. And I went through and I listed all of my favorites, like went through and got all of those ready. So I have several stacks of books ready to go. But I'm going to run out of room on my phone if I don't finish up with this color along. So I gotta do that part first. All right, I'm going to do a little bit darker here. That's real dark. Yeah, so this does stay wet for a second, but then it dries pretty quick. So you can get a little blending done, but not a ton. All right, well that looks like a mess, but I'm going to keep playing with it and see if I can get like a realistic looking leaf out of this. I am going to make this stem green and we're going to have it come up into this. So next week so I did Johanna Basford this week. Next week I should have the Airy. That was the other one that I recorded this week. So that one should be up and ready to go. So that'll be good. Get that one done. And I realized how much I miss my Airy books and have made the decision that definitely next year those are going to be my focus book. So 2026 will be the year of Airy, which I think will be fun. Okay, I don't love how there's just like scribbles. So maybe I need to kind of, okay, it's pretty wet. I'm gonna let that dry a minute. It's gonna look better. I just have to keep playing with it, right? It's gonna look better. All right, let's do a red one. So I'm just grabbing random colors here. See how it goes. Let's do this little one in the corner. That's not going to be very fun. I lied. I'm going to do this one. Yeah, I'm just going to give it a whole base layer with this bright red. And then we'll kind of darken things up as we go. Maybe that was the problem with the other ones, is I just kind of went too dark too fast. But again, I'm going to let that dry and then come back in with other All right, let's try this. Let's start with the darkest one first. Just add a little bit. And then we're going to blend that out into this one. That looks okay. I should probably just leave the caps off these, right? Like, it's not going to dry out that fast. We're going to do that. Hopefully I will remember what's what and I won't get it all over myself. But it's a pretty good guarantee that I will get it on myself because that's what I do. Let's see. I had a bunch of my books that I've been wanting to read, the next book in the series. They all came out, and then this week I could not read. I was so angry. I was like, I really want to know how these books end. And I would start to read it and I would just get so like frustrated with the characters and the writing, and I was just like, this is not good. I'm done. I don't want to do this anymore. I don't like the way that it turned out, and yeah, it's frustrating. So yeah, I do like that you can blend these a little bit right away. So that's kind of a fun thing that you can do under your pencil work too. So now, you know, I don't have to do quite as much blending with my pencils now if I want to come in and do some pencil work over top. Like these leaves right here, those look fine to me. Like I don't think I need to do any more work with those. Okay, that's cool. Let me know in the comments if you guys have these, what you think of them. If you have the, what are the other ones? The Pitt pens, right? The Faber-Castell Pitt pens. I know those ones are really popular too. I might look into getting those ones just because they have a different size. They have like a bigger size one. I was like, that looks kind of cool. Like a big, juicy, thick one, thicker size. So yeah, I might check those out. Now this is super bright. Oops, that's not the open side. It's a super bright leaf, but I think it looks pretty. And it is still wet. So you can see I got a little bit on my fingers. This doesn't feel wet anymore, but it does feel a little rough in a couple of spots. So like here where I overworked it a little bit, I got to be careful about that. Okay, so instead of doing that, I'm going to use this green and I'm going to do these little dots. Sometimes if you look at leaves, they have like these little dots around the leaf. And I just think it looks cool. I might come in with like a darker green too and do a little bit of I don't know what I'm trying to say. Just completely ignore me, please. Yeah, I'm going to use, let's see, we're going to use this dark orange. Kind of do a little bit of color around here. Add some in right here. I think that looks nice. Might grab like a brown or something even and bring that into. Okay, that looks cool. A few really dark ones with this. These tips would be good to do watermelon seeds. Like if you put the right amount of pressure on it, you get nice little seed-like shapes on there. All right, how do I feel about this? I'm not sure. So layering one on top of the other. So I'm laying this same color. That's not doing a whole lot there. So I'm going to come in with a little bit. You know what? I'm going to use some of these. Let me use this. So I like this. What is this one? Sienna Raw. So this one would be a good one. It's like a nice brown color, but an orangey brown. So it'll be a good one to mix things together. You might think that I'm just crazy here, but I think it looks a lot better than it did. I think. Yeah, let me know what you guys think of these. I think they're fun. Let's see. Let's get a little bit going here. I might have done too much, but that's all right. I feel like I used a little too much right there. Should have stuck with maybe like this this brown or this raw sienna color instead. But yeah, I'm just gonna keep adding color, you guys. I don't know how to stop. Yeah, that got a little crazy and bright. But kind of an interesting thing to think about. You know? What does this one look like? Let's see about trying to mix these all together. There are a couple of skin tone-ish colors too, so like some nice lighter skin tones and some darker skin tones over in this other set. I think that would work. I don't know. All right, let's try to get some of these veins back in. I want to finish at least a couple of leaves and see if I did it right. Oh, I did need to just take the caps off again, didn't I? Let's try this one and blend it. Yeah, so these are blendable. That's nice. I like that one better. Definitely blendable for a little bit. I think that's still pretty wet. I'm gonna let that sit for a minute. No, I'm gonna go. Because it's single-sided page, and if I bleed through, it's not a big deal. So again, if you're using these and you don't want it to bleed through, let everything dry. Double check it on another piece of, or like a page that you don't love, or, you know, if there's a tester page in the book, utilize that for these markers. But yeah, single-sided pages, this is super fun. These blend really nice. I'm trying to think what else. Yeah, I've got to go to my mom's today. My husband has got a soccer tournament all day today. Today and tomorrow, actually. So his high school kids are gonna go play in a summer tournament, which he's pretty excited about. But he does have to be at the soccer fields for like long periods of time, which I know that if there's any like travel soccer or travel any kind of team, parents out there, you guys get that. You can be there all day. I mean, this thought popped into my head and it sounds really terrible, but I love that I'm happy that my kids weren't super great at the sports. Like they played and they had fun, but they weren't the best and they didn't feel any pressure to be the best. And they just enjoyed their sports when they played. Except for my youngest, who I had to force to do anything. I finally learned my lesson though. I was like, okay, I'm done pressuring you to do that. You're not enjoying it. Let's find something else that you like. So, but yesterday when we were on the walk, so she used to be a runner. And when we were on the walk, she was just like, you know, way ahead of me and my oldest, and just, you know, doing her own thing, running when she felt like it. She just had a blast. All right, well, so let's see. Again, this is really good paper, so there's just barely, I don't know if you'll be able to see it at all. There's a little bit of ghosting, but not very much at all. But yeah, super, super vibrant. Look at that. Look at those leaves. Super, super vibrant. So yeah, I think these will be a fun thing to play with, especially with, you know, all of my other supplies. I think they'll be a good base layer. They'll be good additions on top of my colored pencils even. So like if I had colored this leaf, you know, with my pencils, then I could come in with the Pitt pens and add a little bit of texture and detail and stuff. But yeah, I feel like I just went overboard with that one. Like it's just a little too much, just a little. I'm not sure what I'm doing right now. I'm just trying to save it. I don't know what I'm doing. But I feel like, you know, sometimes on leaves you have like the edges that are a little brown or places in between and around that have, I don't know. Okay. I'm done. All right, that's it for me. I was going to play in the other book, but I think I'm going to have to hold off on that. But yeah, that is it for me today. I hope you guys enjoyed watching me play, hanging out with me, and seeing what I've been up to this week. So yeah, that is it for me. I will thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.